Why not? All right, so today we are going to be doing a grocery experience / haul, so stay tuned. Hello, fellow wealth builders, and welcome back to the TruFinancials channel. My name is Dennis, and on this show, we love to talk about personal finance, investing, and retirement to help build your wealth. So if you are new here, definitely consider subscribing today. And do not forget to hit that little bell icon to get those notifications when new videos and live streams go up. All right, so as I mentioned, this is a grocery experience / haul that we're gonna be showing you here today. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the video where we actually are at the grocery store. We are at Winco, so if you're not too familiar, that is a grocery store here on the West Coast, kind of similar to Aldi. I know a lot of you guys have seen videos from Aldi, so this one is from Winco. I personally love Winco, so hopefully you guys do as well. So let's go ahead and jump into that video. All right, so we are here in the Winco parking lot getting ready to go inside and do our shopping for the week. Now, if you're not too familiar or watch any of our budget videos, we have a weekly budget of $60 for groceries. So every week we've got to make sure that we maintain that budget so that way we do not go over. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of just go through the store, pick out some of the things that we're going to be needing for this week, and then you're going to also see some of the things that I look for when it comes to shopping. I got most of my shopping skills from my mom. I used to go grocery shopping with her all the time, so I love grocery shopping. But on a side note, I do not like clothes shopping. That stuff just bores me to death, but I love grocery shopping. So I'm typically the one that goes shopping for groceries every single week. My wife will give me like the list of things that she needs, and then other weeks she'll come along with me. But today, you guys are going to get to come with me and see how I go shopping. So if you live in a state that has a Winco, I highly recommend shopping there. It is my favorite grocery store. I go there 5 out of 5 times, except for when I can't make it in. They're open 24/7 and their prices are to beat. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below if you have a Winco and if you shop there as well. So if you haven't been to a Winco before, this is what it looks like on the inside. It's fairly similar to like a Costco in the sort. It's a big warehouse. So per usual, this Winco, they have the produce here at the very front. So as of right now, it looks like the strawberries are $1.98. That is, unfortunately for me, a little too high. I usually wait till they're under $1. Same thing with the raspberries. So unfortunately for me, it looks like I'm not getting any of these today. So apples are my current favorite fruit. And I did say current because it does change very periodically with whatever my taste buds have in mind. So it looks like right now apples are 78 cents a pound. I love green apples, but they're a little too expensive unless it's around Halloween time. Then they kind of drop down to about 99 cents and then I'll pick some up, but I usually have to wait on those ones. So I usually get whatever one's the cheapest one, just because I really don't mind the different tastes, but also love the savings that I can get with that. So yeah, 78 cents a pound. We're gonna go ahead and get some today. So some people might think I'm weird because I take my time when it comes to picking apples, but for example, like this apple on this side looks great, but over here we see, a little bit going bad right there. So I like to take my time when it comes to picking out my apples. I'll kind of just make sure everything looks good because I'm paying for it and I do not want it to go bad way sooner than I actually need it because they typically obviously last me a week. I usually get about 7 to 8 of them for my wife and I. All right, so 7 apples is coming out to about 3 pounds, so that's about $2.35 for these. So I'm going to go ahead and tie that up. All right, so normally we do not need bottled water because we have a filter in our refrigerator, but I'm going to go ahead and just buy a case for 24 count at $1.98. We can have that set aside, whether we need it for like a trip if we're going somewhere or if our filter stops working, because that's actually happened 2 or 3 times before. So I'm just going to get a case of 24 for $1.98. I was walking by past the apples over here. I saw the asparagus is $1.48 a pound. That is a pretty awesome deal, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up some asparagus today. Wasn't planning on it, but I do like it when it's on sale, and it's obviously healthy for us. So grapes are probably going to be like top 1 or 2 at any given point when it comes to fruit. They are $1.98 a pound right now. Unfortunately for me, that is a little too high. I usually like to wait when they are around 79 cents or less, especially the red grapes. Those are my favorite. So a little power tip for grapes, if they're starting to kind of go a little bad on you, a little soft in the refrigerator, put them in a freezer bag and toss them in the freezer, and they make some really great snacks as frozen grapes. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pick up some spinach here. They have it for $1.78, is 10 ounces. So we're gonna pick that up. I know my wife likes using that for some shakes. And then we'll probably pick up a bag of lettuce over here as well too. So we're gonna go ahead and grab the spinach. So for 98 cents, we're just gonna go ahead and get a bag of lettuce. Ooh, Star Wars, very cool. All right, and now we have the Roma tomatoes at 78 cents a pound, and very similar to the apples, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that they are in good condition before I actually put them in the bag, because I don't want to be buying anything that's going to go bad, very, very quickly. And I know some people might ask in the comment sections, but yes, I do actually dictate my purchases on my groceries based off of what might be on sale, especially with the fruits and veggies, because those do change pretty often. So next up we have some potatoes. So they have 5-pound potatoes for $1.48 or 10 pounds for $2.48. I believe we are good on potatoes this week, so I'm going to hold off on that, but those are always an amazing deal. I love getting potatoes from here. So cucumbers are 38 cents a pound. They are obviously very healthy for you. You can put them in like salads, or you can put them in sandwiches, but I also like to cut them up and make them into cucumber water because that is very tasty. So this is kind of one of the things that I like to do very often. So right now the bell peppers are on sale. The green ones are 48 cents and the red ones are 78 cents. I don't really have a preference on which one I like more, just whichever one's on sale. So it looks like we're going to go ahead and get the green peppers today, just because they are a much better deal currently. All right, and this is one of Winco's specialties over here. They do bulk foods, so you can actually just buy things by the pound, and this is one of my favorite places to be, especially when it comes to spices. And I'll show you guys here in just a second. This is the spice rack over here. I already have a bunch of like empty containers or ones that I need, and I just come over here and buy what I need by the pound, and I save a lot of money, especially when it comes to like the salt and the black pepper. They have those right over here, so I'll just go ahead and buy whatever I need to fill up my container, and it's probably like a third of the cost, maybe even more, when it comes to getting that refilled, instead of just buying a whole new container, plus saving a little bit on the environment there with not having to buy any more plastic containers for those. All right, so we're actually going to go ahead and get some oregano because I believe we are short on that, or getting very close to the very bottom on our container. So we're going to just buy some, toss it in a bag, put that number on there, and then that way at the register they can go ahead and just type it in, and then we're just going to fill it up at home, and then that way we are all good to go with more oregano. So in the bulk section, they actually even also have pasta that you can buy in bulk, so it's really cool. We actually do that. We have containers that we saved, so we can just go ahead and buy like bow tie pasta or spiral pasta, whatever kind of pasta we want, and put in that container, and it still saves us a lot, because as you can see here, that's 84 cents a pound. Even filling up like half of the bag doesn't really even cost us almost anything, so even cheaper than buying them in those boxes on the shelf. So I just got a text back from my wife saying that we needed some more bananas. So this is classic where I end up going back to the produce aisle because I always seem to forget something. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up some bananas. So the bananas are inexpensive. They're 52 cents a pound. So I'm just going to grab a bunch here and we'll be good to go. And I believe right now we are going to need some quinoa as well, and so that is $2.17 a pound. Obviously it's in bulk, so we can put as much as we need, and that way we only get charged for that amount. So let's go ahead and pick some of that up. Alrighty, now we are going to have some quinoa added to this cart. Also as well, do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know if you have any additional grocery shopping tips that you can leave for anybody else, so that way we can all continue to grow and save our money as well, because that is the whole premise of this channel, and having conversations back and forth, so that way we can all continue to learn and grow. So hopefully you guys are getting some information out of this. Do not forget to hit that like button as well as we continue through this journey on the grocery store. Or at the grocery store. This is the Deli, and I love the Deli here. It's very, very inexpensive when it comes to the meat in comparison to some other places. Alrighty, now I stopped by the Deli and got some Hawaiian ham and honey roasted turkey. So those are awesome prices that they have right now. The honey ham was $3.98 a pound, and the honey turkey unfortunately was not on sale, but it was at $5.98, so I got a little bit less of that and a little bit more of the honey ham, because that is a really, really good price point. And then also too, do not forget to hit the like button while we are currently on this journey of the grocery store. So it looks like we have some sausage here available. So we have some here at $2.58, and the Hillshire Farm at $3.08. So these prices actually went down more recently, I think probably in competition with this brand over here. I do like the Hillshire price, or taste, I should say. The price not as much, of course. But we are probably going to go ahead and pick one of these up. We usually like to add this into our potatoes. So we do like potatoes and sausage mix, and those taste really, really good. So let's go ahead and see which one we're going to want to get today. I think we're probably going to go with the smoked sausage, the one I've already had in my hand. Since we got some meat from the deli, we're also going to go ahead and pick up some hard salami here to add for our sandwiches, because I love making sandwiches. They're easy to make, they're very inexpensive. So we're going to go ahead and pick this up. That is $2.28 for this whole thing. All right, so we are here in the cheese section at Winco. Let me know in the comment section down below if once you became an adult you realize how expensive cheese truly is. So we have these bags of shredded cheese. Winco does have their own brand on a lot of different things, including the cheese, versus like different brands here. So this is one of my biggest things that I like to look at, and Winco does an awesome job of actually placing how much the item is per ounce on the labels here. So for example here, this 8-ounce bag of Mexican-style blended cheese is $1.28, which makes it 16 cents an ounce. And then over here, they have the bigger bags, which typically is always a better deal. This is a 32-ounce bag, and this one is $5.98, but you can see down here, it's 18.7 cents an ounce. So it's actually a better deal to get these smaller bags instead of the big one, but also too, because they're in those smaller bags, it's gonna be better for you long-term when it comes to not having the food go bad. Because that's one of the biggest things that I like to pay attention to, is how long I'm gonna be able to utilize the food, so it's not going to waste. So now if I wanted to get as much of that size right there, I'm better off getting all these smaller sizes for savings, but also for usage. Plus, I can also mix and match because all the other varieties of the Winco brand are also on sale for that $1.28. So I'm going to probably go ahead and buy maybe one of these and probably one of these as well. So one thing to consider too, after I just finished up with the cheese, is that if your grocery store does not have those prices per ounce, you can go ahead and just do the math if you wanted to as well. I know sometimes that might seem a little tedious, but if you're really interested in saving as much as you can, that is going to be a great way to do it. So hopefully your grocery store has those, but if they don't, definitely do the math. And maybe if you never knew about it, start paying attention, and you'll see those little prices per ounce, and that can make that math way faster for you. We are looking at the chicken breast here. So obviously a lot of places will have it by the pound for you. So here what I like to do is obviously I look at the price and how much it is. Being that it's typically just my wife and I'm not really worried about needing a lot of it. So I'll usually find the ones with that smaller price. And again, even if it's, something like the $3.69 versus the $3.49, that's a few extra cents that I can save. And it just kind of adds up with everything else that I'm doing. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and pick up this one right here because it's still a really good amount, almost 1 pound of chicken, but it's a little bit more savings there for us. Also too, one little power tip is if you wanted to go ahead and look through these, because sometimes what will happen is if there was a sale prior, like let's say they were on sale for like $2.98 a pound and one of them got snuck underneath at the bottom there, sometimes you can find a really awesome deal because maybe it got tucked underneath or somebody didn't pay attention to it. So obviously making sure that it's not expired, but you can save that way if you kind of just run through all of these and making sure that you can find the best deal out of all of them in the aisle. Alrighty, so next up we have the ground beef. So kind of similar, we just make sure that we're not getting more than we actually need for the food that we're preparing. I am actually going to get one that is about 1.04 pounds, so it comes out to $3.62 because we're planning on making some, what is that called? Sloppy Joes. Couldn't even think of the name of it for a second, so I'm going to go ahead and make some of those. So we're going to get this one. I think we're going to be feeding 3 people with this, so I think a pound is going to be good enough for us, and this is the 85% lean. Alrighty, so now we are in the dairy aisle. So here we're going to get some sour cream. I don't actually have a need for it necessarily, but it's always good to have a pack of sour cream for any good reason. Again, since it's just a family of 2, we're going to go ahead and get a small thing. So that, as you can see here, is 88 cents at 11 cents an ounce. So this is actually not the cheapest it typically is. It's sometimes as low as 77 cents. So this bigger container here is $7.4 cents an ounce, so it's a better deal, but we don't need that much. I don't want to have it go to waste, but obviously it's a much better deal than like the Daisy. Aw, Daisy. If you guys already know my dog Daisy, she is very cute and she's in typically most of my videos there. Give a like for Daisy if you are a fan of her. So I do need to get some more butter. We obviously don't need this very often, so we're just going to go ahead and buy a big container. So it looks like Country Crock here is going to be the best deal at 6.6 cents an ounce, so it's $2.98 for this full container right over here. They do have a couple other styles, but as you can see, those are $3.46 a pound, or sorry, $3.46 for the total price on there. And a couple other brands here as well. So Winco actually doesn't have a big container like this. They do have the butter sticks, but I prefer this full-size container. So while we are going over here to get some milk, kind of another question for you guys here to add in the comment section. I know I've asked a couple questions, but are you loyal to a certain brand when it comes to your foods, or do you kind of just buy like myself when something is at its cheapest point? So for example here, Shamrock has their gallon milk at $3.08, and then as always, Winco here has their awesome prices at $1.88 for a gallon of milk, which of course I'm going to go ahead and buy. We get the 2%. And it looks like their eggs are 88 cents a piece, so I'm going to go ahead and grab one. Most people obviously already know to always double check to make sure that all the eggs in there are in good condition. Growing up, I always saw my mom do that, and I thought it was the weirdest thing, but obviously it makes sense, making sure that what you're buying is all in good working order. I'll add that here to the top. So we are here in the frozen food section. I don't typically get too much stuff in the frozen food. We like to cook as much as we can, unless it's like during the holiday season when we know we can't cook as much, so we just gotta get like pre-made food. I love getting the dino nuggets, so those are always really awesome. Obviously with everything that we're buying right now, it's not going to be ideal to go ahead and purchase those today, so we're going to wait off on those and maybe do that next week. So those are kind of some of the decisions we have to make when it comes to what we can and can't get based off of everything else that we need / are running out of. So this week, unfortunately, is going to be one of those weeks where we cannot get it. So one of the biggest things I do while I'm out here doing my shopping, it's a little harder while I'm also recording, but I bring up my calculator and I add everything up as I keep going, so that way I make sure that I'm as close to my budget as possible. Sometimes that doesn't always work out perfectly, but I'm usually very close in that amount. Now I know that can be a little tedious, but I do encourage to make sure that you're at least adding it up in your head, so that way you're close to that budget that you set for yourself while you're grocery shopping. All right, and then for those lazy and very tired nights, we are going to go ahead and grab a pizza, so that way it just makes it easier for us. So this is $3.69. Sometimes they do go on sale for about like $2.50, and when that happens, I usually end up buying 2, maybe even 3 of them, so that way we can stockpile them just a little bit. We're in the cereal aisle, which is my favorite breakfast meal to ever have. I don't actually need any cereal here today, but I just kind of wanted to go over some things that I do when I look for cereal. Just like fruits and vegetables, I only get what's on sale. So unfortunately, I don't always have the ability to get what I love the most. But what I like to do is usually when it's these smaller size boxes right over here, they do have to be under $2 for me to be able to purchase them. So if they're $2.50 or more, I end up having to skip out on that just because I know I can always get a really good deal. If they're the bigger boxes, it doesn't look like anything's on sale, but those can be a little over $2 because obviously they're like the family size packs. But that's just something I do when it comes to saving. I just am willing to, sacrifice what my preference is to what's on sale, to be able to have, the best deals that I can. And again, to be able to, meet that goal of having under $60 for our budgets. And just in case anyone asks, my favorite cereal is the Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds. I really definitely enjoy those. Unfortunately, they're not always on sale, so I can't always have them, but I definitely enjoy having them when I can. So I know I said I go to Winco 5 out of 5 times, but that's a little of a lie because once a month I typically like to go to Costco to be able to get some big bulk items, especially the Skippy's peanut butter. Those come in those large jars and such a sweet deal, so I usually save that until I go to Costco. For those wondering, I do actually have a Costco card. It's linked up with my mom's card because she has 2 authorizations on it and I get to be one of them, so I don't actually have to pay for the Costco card. So if you've never seen it on the budget report, that is actually why. Why not? We are here at the pasta sauces. So we're going to go ahead and pick up one thing of Alfredo sauce since we have that pasta as well in our cart. Just a little bit of something so that way it's easy to make with that pasta. So a typical Winco trip usually lasts about an hour for me. Being that this one is being recorded, it's actually lasting a little over an hour and a half. But I am enjoying it. Like I mentioned, I love shopping. So we are now here at the macaroni and cheese. Always have to have macaroni and cheese. It's a great midnight snack. The Winco brand versus the Kraft's brand, I honestly don't ever taste the difference, but as you can see, the Winco brand is 48 cents a box versus the Kraft's, which is 98 cents a box. So again, since I'm not very particular with brands, I just like the deals and obviously the taste. As long as the taste is good, I'll go ahead and pick that up. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a couple of these. One thing for those that are a little worried when it comes to trying a store brand, usually they have like the 100% satisfaction guarantee, and I've actually had to do that I think once in my life where I got something I did not like the taste. I went back, got my money back, and actually was able to get the branded version of that food, but typically just always keep in mind that most brands will have that where you can actually get your money back if you didn't enjoy it, especially if it's the store brand. All right, so with everything here so far, I have added up to about $50 or so, give or take. So we are getting close to the end here. We're gonna go ahead and pick up some canned pineapple for the wife because she asked for that, and we'll have to pick up some bread for the sandwiches. Obviously, we already have some like cheese and some mayonnaise and mustard and some of those other things, so we don't always have to buy everything every single time. So cran grape is probably going to be the guilty pleasure when it comes to grocery shopping. We don't really do a lot of drinks outside of just water for us, so this is probably the craziest we get when it comes to spending anything outside of our typical budgets. Hopefully this shouldn't go over because, as I mentioned just recently, we are around $50, and I just need to really get bread and canned pineapple, so I'll have a couple bucks to maybe grab a snack or two for us during the week. All right, we are here at the canned fruits. I'm going to go ahead and pick up some pineapple chunks. Looks like the Winco brand is just 2 cents cheaper, but I like my money, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up some cans of the pineapple over here on the Winco brand. So I've been getting a lot of the Winco brand for the last couple of years. I'm very happy with them. I don't think I've ever gotten something that is their version that I didn't prefer versus the actual name brand. But as I mentioned earlier too, if you try it out, you can always bring that stuff back and be able to get your money back. I know Kroger's does that. I know Fry's or Safeway's brand also does that too, where you can actually return the stuff if you don't end up liking their version. So you don't really technically have any risks to take except for the fact that you'd have to go back. But if you're taking another trip anyways, it shouldn't be too much of a hassle. So unlike the canned pineapple, the potato chips have a vast difference in price. So you'll see here for the Lay's classic potato chips is $3.98. And that is 26.1 cents an ounce. And then we have the Winco chips right here. They are $1.88, but they're only 11.8 cents an ounce. So that is a mass difference in price. So we're definitely gonna be going with these, and I've had them plenty of times and they taste very similar too. So nothing as far as difference there, but a lot of savings when it comes to that price point there. So I'm also gonna get some Pringles. They're on sale for 98 cents and my wife loves them. So I'm gonna go ahead and surprise her with some of these. And I almost forgot, because we were getting the Sloppy Joe stuff, to get the Sloppy Joe sauce. That is 68 cents. All right, so all that is left now is just going to be grabbing the bread for the sandwiches and also for the Sloppy Joes. One thing that I love about Winco is that their bread is right next to their checkouts, because they know that most people forget, unlike most grocery stores where you have to kind of run all the way back to the end of the store. So we're going to go ahead and pick up this Winco branded one right here for the bread. It is a 5-seed one. It is a really, really good tasting bread. So I like using that for sandwiches. And so yeah, those ones are going to be $1.58. And then we're just going to go grab, I believe it's like 98 cents for the hamburger buns. We just need basic ones when it comes to having Sloppy Joes. When we have the really good hamburgers, I like to go with the jumbo ones with the sesame seeds on there. Yeah, so these ones are going to be 92 cents actually. It's a little bit cheaper than I thought. And we are ready to go, so we're going to go check out. So one of the things with Winco as well is that you actually have to bag your own groceries instead of having someone do it for you. So that way they can keep their prices a little bit lower for you. So it's, some kind of inconvenience for some people, but I personally don't mind it with the savings that I get. So we're just gonna go ahead and put this stuff in the car. Alrighty, we are back in the car. As you can see, it is dark outside. It took about 2 hours and some change to do this grocery run. Obviously, with recording, it added quite a bit extra time. Normally, it takes about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes to do a full grocery run. So we're gonna go ahead and jump to the house because the lighting in this car is not making it very easy. And we will finish off this video there. So we are back home. As you can see, the total actually ended up coming out to $59.81. So this is our full grocery haul. And you can see Daisy down there in the back and a thief stealing her Pringles. I guess it's not really stealing if it's hers. So this is what the grocery haul looks like for you guys. Daisy's just trying to smell everything, making sure it's all in good hands. Hi, Daisy. So I usually give her some of the meat from the deli. So obviously you saw everything as I was purchasing it at the grocery store. But this is just kind of what it looks like as a full total. So right under $60. So right at our budget for the week, even with the indulgence of the cran grape juice over there. Like I mentioned, that's kind of like our guilty pleasure when it comes to overspending in the grocery budget. But everything else looks good. We got some chips, we got some stuff for sandwiches, we got some quinoa, we got spinach, we got tomatoes, chicken. So a lot of different things that we can make for food. And our special meal for this week is going to be the sloppy joes that we're going to be making this weekend. So that is going to be very delicious. All right, so one thing I did not mention throughout the video was that I also had Ibotta that I was going through and making sure that I was getting any rebates. If you're not too familiar with Ibotta, I will have a link in the description down below. And I will also be making a separate video on it as well once I have everything set in place. So that way you guys can learn a little bit more about Ibotta so you can get some money back when it comes to your grocery hauls. So I'm actually gonna earn a little bit of money back. I believe it was $1.25 from Ibotta on this purchase in particular, but definitely stay tuned for that video as well so you guys can learn a little bit more on how to save. All right, so as I mentioned earlier in the video, let me know in the comment section down below what are some other tips and tools that you can utilize while you're shopping for your groceries. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to hit that like button and then also share this out with one additional friend that can benefit from this video. Thank you so much, fellow wealth builders, for watching and have a great day. All right, so if you made it to the end of this video here today and you'd like to continue to binge watch, I have 2 additional videos for you. This top one right over here is going to be my latest release, and then this one down here is going to be one that YouTube recommends for you if you'd like to continue watching.